Hi, everybody. Welcome to another exciting episode of Net 2.
Hi.
We're filming this right after we filmed the last episode, so I know what's going to happen next and Shay doesn't, and the pain and agony and suffering.
Pain and agony. I fully was like, we can't, no. Yeah. You can't do this to me.
To specifically Shay. The rest of you got screwed over.
Yeah.
So that's
you get to wait a week, buddy.
Fortunately, the other thing that's cool is that the recap is going to be really easy because not a lot happened in the last episode. So basically, our friend Etheod, I'm trying to read, Ercor?
Etheod Ercor.
Yeah, that's what it said. He came to live and work as a member of the Thieves Guild, and he was onboarded by our boy Fingers, who did not seem that excited about literally any part of the process.
He found out he was a tiefling.
Immediately.
Yeah, immediately.
Yeah, immediately found that out.
He knows that he's or he doesn't like that he's a tiefling, because tieflings have a bad rep, you know? And, it also, not a lot of people know, apparently the entire Thieves Guild knows he's a tiefling, but not a lot of other people know, because his horns are missing.
Yeah. They apparently got cut off,
as we learned.
Yeah, by his clan, because
by his parents specifically
because he stole an apple.
Yep.
And presumably after that has been drifting.
Yep.
Since then.
Had a righteous moment in tunnels.
Yeah, we Fingers and him got into a very public kind of spat.
Yeah.
And then you farted, not Shay. Etheod farted with the third nat one in that episode. We were walking our way down a tunnel, and you Fingers suddenly decided that he would answer Etheod's question, which was, what happened to your fingers?
Yeah.
Like, why are you missing fingers? He decided that he would answer by saying it was an accident, and then you sort of started sharing, and then he was like kept asking follow-up questions, which you kept answering. And your last question to Fingers before the end of the last episode was, do you think you are a bad person?
Yep.
And so here we are.
Let me give some clarification. I made the character sheet for Etheod, and this is another character that I am now playing, just so that we are all on the same page. Mm-hmm. I wrote his backstory, etc. This is going to happen throughout.
Yeah, Tavumile still is in the story and exists. She's just not in the last episode.
Fenra. Yeah, she is still there. Etheod is now just another bro.
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
Okie dokie.
What does he fucking look like?
It's a real, like, Kakashi situation. I just want you to know that I had already written this before you came up with anything that you came up with for this campaign within the last several days.
Oh, heck yeah.
I just want you to know that.
Oh, I'm so excited.
So
it needs a warning, a disclaimer.
For you specifically, just because I want you to, I don't want you to think, I want you to, yeah. So, you say to Fingers,
do you think that you're a bad person?
Fingers stops in his tracks. What I rolled also in the last episode, little Easter egg, is a Constitution saving throw to see how he takes this news, and he got the DC was a 15.
Okay.
And he met that. He rolled a 15.
Okay.
Yeah, so there's that. So, as you say that, he puts his hand in the front of the balaclava and pulls it down off his head, and you see, staring at you, a tiefling with his horns missing.
What? What the fuck?
I fully came up with this, and I was like, this is going to be so cool. And then you texted me today and said, oh, he got his horns cut off. And I was like, well, this is going to be an interesting interaction when he friggin' finds out.
I think that friggin' Etheod season goes, what the fuck is...
I know. I know.
Hey.
Yeah.
You're dying.
What?
Why would you put me through all of that hell and then you are exactly the same way?
Hey man, don't make it bad, okay?
What do you mean don't make it bad?
He's like fully sobbing. Like how before when talking and crying at the same time, he's like, don't make it weird, don't make it bad.
I think that he storms up to him and like, I don't know, it's in the way where it's like, are you legit gonna punch me right now or something? And he like goes and gives him the biggest hug.
So we are embracing in the caverns.
How tall is he?
He's like 6'1". So you guys are like the same height pretty much. So it's just two, tiefling dudes with horns give him big old hugs. And the way that Fingers cries, which I realize I've established, is just going, oh gosh, oh my gosh.
Yeah, I think that frigging Etheod, he's also he's like has his face like in his neck, like getting it all friggin' wet from his tears, and he's just like he doesn't make any noises when he cries.
Fingers.
Etheod just
stony. No. Jeez. And you're 16. Oh my gosh.
How old are you?
You don't need to worry about that. And he's like gonna like kind of do like the hug my son and put him at like an arm's reach, like away from him, and he's just like, oh gosh, 16.
Did you used to sound like me?
Jeez. Oh yeah, and he's like, he's like having a conversation with he's like having a conversation with himself about how horrifying your whole story was, and then now he's like also just answering your question.
How did your horns get cut off?
Oh, geez, with the hard-hitting questions today, huh?
Hey,
jeez.
Don't you think that is a little hypocritical?
You make an excellent point. He's still full sobbing. You make an excellent point. Well, you see, the problem with... Oh, gosh. This is so funny. Hi, it's me. That's so funny, because I literally was just like, he's gonna find out what your deal is, because of course he's gonna be just like... desperately curious.
Yeah.
Like, what are you doing here? Like, what's going on? And you're before when he asked, like, what's your deal, man? You were kind of like weird, like evasive, and or like changing the subject. Yeah. And he was like, whatever. And then when you were like, you know, all that stuff, and I was just like, I'm not gonna tell you jack unless you say something like, literally, unless your question is, do you think you're? I'm like, he is not gonna freaking... Anyway, so, what were we talking about? I was so distracted by my disbelief.
How did your horns get cut off?
Oh, yeah. He's just like, look, we were talking about how I think tieflings are bad.
Right.
I don't want to be a tiefling. And he, like, for the first time ever, sounds like he's crying while he's crying.
Did you cut them off yourself?
Why would you want to be a tiefling? And he puts his hands out like that, so you could maybe connect the two in your brain. Perhaps. He's like, why would you want to be a tiefling? If tieflings do stuff like that, and he takes his like gloves off and everything, like he's just like looking at you. Why would you want that?
I'm gonna roll insight to try and be like, what is
happening? Yeah.
15.
I think what's happening is that Fingers has realized that standing in front of him, other than his mom, who we established
is great
and lives locally, he has found someone in you that he can relate to. Okay. And so he wasn't sort of expecting this to happen. And by he, I mean Monica the DM, but also Fingers. And so now he's sort of like, why? I'm going to ask you all the questions that I've been asking myself. You know what I mean? Okay. About the world and stuff. Yeah. So I think he's just sort of like, screw the rest of today, like, you know, like, screw our job or something. He's just kind of like, I want you to answer me, you know what I mean? Yeah. So
I mean, people don't have a choice of what they get born into.
Well, yeah, but are you... Are you... Are you... Are you... Are you ashamed of being a tiefling?
No. I don't think that your race or what you look like should determine who you turn out to be as a person.
But the clan.
Those were people that decided to do something because of what they believe in, or maybe of what they were forced to do. That has nothing to do with what they look like or what race they are. I would never do anything like that, and I look exactly like them. Would you ever cut somebody else's horns off just because they did something bad?
No. I wouldn't cut somebody else's horns off.
So then you're not like them.
Yeah.
Were you telling the truth when you said that your fingers were an accident?
Yeah, that was an accident.
What happened?
To
your fingers. And then we're going to get to the other part.
I feel like I'm the one asking the questions here.
I think that you've lost all of your sense of authority the moment that you showed me your face.
Oh no. Oh no. he's like trying to regain some of his former like panache of like, I'm the tough guy.
And
I know
Etheod
what's going
is fully
on.
like, I'm no
we
longer
are the same.
Yeah.
I do not care. And he's like, you can't make it as anything in a place like this, and anywhere other than Odazur, when you look like this, you know? You know that. You know that. And he's like he's like making it true.
Yeah.
Like while he's saying, he's like, you know that. So what else was I couldn't, how else do you cover up having horns? So I don't have them anymore.
Right.
I mean, what else was I supposed to do? I couldn't be there. I couldn't stay there. I couldn't be there with those people.
I don't think that... Well, it doesn't matter what I think. And he kind of like smiles a little bit. He's just like...
What's so funny?
Nothing. It's funny how circumstances can be different except exactly the same.
I don't get it.
Okay, it's fine. It's fine. Don't we have a job to do? By the way, you know my name, Etheod. What's yours? I know you don't like fingers, so maybe I only call you that when other people are around.
It's better than the other name.
What is it?
I'm not gonna tell you.
I think that he like puts a hand out and pushes him up against the wall, and he's like, I have told you every aspect of my life. I think the least that you can do is tell me your name.
It probably is, and he's gonna push your hand to the side. He's gonna like, what is your hand like next to his? Are you kabedoning him? Do you know what I'm talking?
I do know what
yeah, are you kabedoning?
No,
fingers?
it's like on his chest.
Oh, you're like fully okay.
Yeah.
He's gonna grab your hand and like glue it to his chest, and he's gonna walk his body kind of like a revolving door so that he's no longer back to the wall.
Okay.
And he's going to just let go and turn and keep walking.
What? Is it something stupid?
Look, you act like I'm not good at putting stuff together, okay? I'm not, it doesn't matter what it is, because nobody's ever gonna call me it, because it's not my name anymore, and...
I'll call you it if you want.
I don't want you to call me it. I want anybody to call me
it. Well, then I won't. And then if I know the name, then, I won't call you it. What is it, like, Galvadier?
He, like, starts laughing. He's just like, no, it's a tiefling name.
Oh, what is it, like, oh, Evelyn, did your parents call you a girl name? Did they think you were a girl?
No, they didn't call me a girl name. It's just, oh, gosh, you're so dumb, like a dumb, stupid tiefling.
Oh, so you're going to be racist against your own race, huh?
And he's just like, he's like, yes, yes, I am. It seems like you've gotten it, finally.
Great.
So I'm not going to tell you why, no.
I'm just going to keep guessing, and then one day I'll land upon it.
I'm just going to keep calling him random tiefling names.
But is it Tregor, or is it the same as mine, Etheod?
That would be extremely serendipitous, even more serendipitous than the rest of this interaction.
It can't be stupider than my last name, Erkor. It just means rock.
Are you missing the... Okay, I feel you're missing the point. It doesn't matter what it is, because I'm not gonna tell you, because I don't want anybody to know that I'm a tiefling.
I think that ship has long sailed now, the fact that I know that you're a tiefling. I'm not going to tell anyone.
Well, everybody else already knows, but...
Everyone else knows that you're a tiefling.
Yeah, they know they know that we're both tieflings.
Is that why that guy said... Which one of you?
Yeah, that's why the guy said that. Wow, brain smart.
Shut up.
You shut up. He's gonna swing at you. So
I'm gonna dodge, man.
Are you? Okay, so I'm gonna freaking punch you in the face. This 16-year-old. He hits the crap out of you.
Oh shit.
But he's gonna like realize what he's doing, like kind of as he like goes to swing, and he is going to intentionally like unpunch, you know what I mean? Like he's gonna like, well, actually I'll see if he can stop himself from hitting you. All right, he hits you. Okay, so he's just punching you in the face. So
hand combat is a D4. The moment that his hand meets my face and, like, disconnects, I'm gonna hit back.
Okay.
I used the leverage of me being, like, down because I got hit to power up this fucking punch.
Okay. Dang it. Okay. You take
That's
one.
That's a D6.
That's a D6. Well, it was 1.
Oh.
Or do you want me to roll a D4?
Hey, you can roll a D4.
Okay. It was 1 damage.
Okay, good. I have 7 hit points.
That's all you need.
All right, I'm gonna hit back.
Okay.
What's my attack bonus for hand?
Oh, like to hit?
Yeah.
Proficiency bonus plus strength modifier.
13.
You miss. He's gonna like hit you for 1 damage, like the wimpiest. I think it's well, we can, obviously I rolled, so I didn't know that was gonna happen. But we'll say like he was trying to not. He decided mid-punch that he didn't want to punch you. So that's why it only did 1 damage. But he is gonna full-on dodge your punch.
Fuck it! Why are you so good at that?
'Cause I'm level 7. He doesn't say that. He is level 7 though.
Wow.
Yeah. Well, he's been in the game a little bit. And he's gonna be like, look, kid, 16-year-old child kid, okay? I'm older than you. What'd you say to me?
Fuck you.
You go swing again. Beat the crap out of the 16-year-old. Oh, he hits you. What's your armor class?
15.
Yeah, okay. He hits you. Cool. He's gonna try and stop it again. Because he's not good at making decisions. He can't stop it. And he hits you for 3.
I have 3 hit points, man.
Okay. He just like he goes to hit you, and then he's like, "Look, I don't want to get in a fight." And then you're like, "Fuck you," and he's just like, "All right, let's get in a fight." And he freaking clocks.
I think that he gets knocked to the ground because he has 3 hit points. He's like bleeding from the nose.
Yeah.
And I think he's gonna try to swing his leg out to knock him on the ground too. Like, knock his feet out from under him.
Okay, so,
not necessarily to hurt him, but just to be like, you have to be on my level.
You're gonna like try and knock him prone.
Yeah.
I think you would need a skill to do that, but I'm gonna let you do it because of fun.
Heck yeah.
So roll to hit, and then roll damage, and if your damage is higher than whatever if your damage is 3 or 4, then you also knock him prone.
Okay. And this will be the strength plus proficiency as well.
Yep.
Okay. 17.
Okay, you nail him
yeah.
in the ankle.
All right, and then it's a D4, and you said 3 or 4?
3 or 4, you knock him prone.
3.
Okay, so
fuck yeah.
You take your or you can describe how you do it, whatever you want.
I think that I'm knocked to the ground. I'm holding my face, and I pull it away, and I see that there's blood, and this boiling anger kind of
consume.
Yeah, and I look at him through my choppy hair that's covering part of my eye, and I swing a leg out so it's sweeping out both of his legs while I'm still on the ground.
Cool. So as you do that, Fingers goes like a when you kick out oh gosh, I can't even think of anything. You stood, just come with me on this freaking analogy. You stood like a wiffle bat up on its end, and you kicked the bottom out, and it just thunk, it goes from being straight up immediately, the axis into the middle, to being completely horizontal immediately. And he hits the ground, and it makes the grossest thump noise that you've ever heard. His head cracks against the ground. We say he took 3 damage.
Yeah.
He had already taken damage from getting punched in the face earlier today, so he's also hurting too. And as you do this, he is gonna he hits the ground, and he is gonna reach to grapple you.
Oh god.
Which is, I sure would love to know how to play this game. A grapple check, what is that, strength or something?
Yeah, it's strength against strength.
Okay, cool. If we do any of this wrong, I want you to know deeply from the bottom of my heart that I do not freaking care about. Okay, all right, so
this is about the story.
This is about the story, you jerk. Okay, cool. So, strength against strength.
Yep.
Cool. Level 7, by the way. Okay, what'd you roll?
12.
Oh gosh, what's my strength modifier? Oh no. He rolled an 11. He gets a +0. So he grabs you, and you just
dude, that's
rip
the second
away.
time we rolled the same roll.
Same guy, dude, as it turns out. All right, so you foom out
yeah,
of the way.
I kind of do a little back roll, and then I'm crouching, but I'm what? Can we cool it? Maybe. Fucking, this hurts.
That are you gonna do anything else? Are you standing or whatever?
No, I'm just saying that.
How are you positioned?
I'm
because I think if you were prone, obviously I couldn't grapple. Well, actually you were prone, so do I get advantage?
We're both prone.
We're both prone, so it can't. Okay, this is complicated. Okay, so we're both prone, so yeah, okay, so you wiggled out, but you're still prone because I think
I kind of roll, but I'm sort of on my feet, but still down.
Well, we'll say you would get to your feet on the next turn.
Okay.
So before you can get to your feet, all you did right now is wiggle out of my grasp.
Okay.
Before you can get to your feet, this has been happening the whole time. You guys didn't notice because you were trying to beat the crap out of each other. 2 thieves walk through this tunnel, and they're seeing you just laying into each other, and they're just oh, hey, Fingers. Hey, what's up? Oh, hey, pal. I don't know your name. It's crazy, seeing your face and stuff. Anyway, bye. They're and someone else oh, what's up, Fingers? And Fingers hi. As you guys beating the crap out of each other. Cool. So now you can do whatever you want to do.
Okay. I'm holding my nose still, and I'm on my feet, but I'm crouched, so the frog stance.
Oh yeah, the ninja mode.
Can we maybe cool it a little bit? think you broke my fucking nose.
What are you talking about? You swung first. Fingers is trying to rewrite history. Fingers gets gets up to his a sitting position.
Why? You're such a fucking liar.
I don't know. Maybe because I'm a tiefling. Bah, I'm an evil, dumb tiefling.
Do you think that I'm a bad person?
On principle. Well, you said anyway. Look,
fine.
That's not what's important, okay? We just gotta work together. Because, listen, maybe you put together that the reason that we got put together is because we're a little bit similar.
Sure.
Well, that's why we got put together. So, we're not gonna be put together until you learn how to be a real good thief, and then you can, go hang out somewhere else and do your own thing.
And we'll learn to be a real good thief from somebody like you.
Oh, it's on, boy. Listen, I'm gonna teach you how to be the best thief. I'm gonna teach you how to be such a good thief. He's crawling towards you as he says this. He's getting up and gonna get up in your face. He's I'm gonna teach you how to be the best thief. So fast, and then you're gonna disappear from my area, okay? You're gonna get out of my sight, out of my area, and you're gonna go be a thief somewhere else, and I'm gonna be alone, just like I was before, and it's all gonna be fine.
Right. Now, if you'll get out of my way. And he puts a bloodied hand from his nosebleed onto his shoulder to kind of just move him out of the way. He's maybe we should not be late to whatever it is we're doing because I don't want to get a black eye like you did.
Oh, it's not time sensitive. He just stands up. He's wiping the dust off of his thing. He's taking a hanky out of his pocket to hand to you.
Snatch it.
Hold on. Maybe you won't want to.
No.
It's clean.
Okay.
I was rolling to see if he had used it already.
I snatch it and I put it to my bloody nose. I'm
Yeah. But he's don't worry about it. It's not time sensitive. We just gotta. And then all of a sudden he is mid-sentence. He just looks off into the distance. Out of another tiny hole in this deep underground cavern that just so happens to be there's a pipe and a series of mirrors or something like that. And he looks at it, and you can tell from where you're standing, even though you don't have the right eyeballs, it's vantage point from it, that it's reflecting the image of the sundial in the center of town.
That's one long series of mirrors.
We're very creative folk, the Thieves Guild. He looks strategically placed at the clock. And he's just this one is though, and he's gonna grab the back of your shirt and just start hauling out the freaking thing.
Oh my god.
Look, I'm really sorry that we had to, that I was forced to punch you in the face, but you'll get me back later because you couldn't this time. He's huffing and puffing. He's we're almost there, okay? Just while you're hastening off in that direction, he's just be cool, just stick with me, don't say anything, and remember, peanut butter. Oh, and here you go, and he hands you back your freaking balaclava, and he puts his on.
I don't want to put it on while my nose is bleeding.
You have to though. We're gonna get so screwed if you don't.
Fine. And he very dejectedly slides it on his head.
It takes 5 minutes of running for you to get to there, and by the time you get there, even Fingers, who's used to it, is okay, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna you're breathing through a thick knit layer. He's okay, so
I'm gonna pass out.
Right above us is a manhole.
Right.
Or an elf hole. Ha ha. A manhole.
Okay.
So he's pulling it out a little bit to get some sweet oxygen. He's so it's we're right next to, there's a main street. Okay? Have you been around before? There's a main street.
Right.
Right off of that, there's some shops, town center, and then the trading post.
Right.
Okay?
Yeah.
The place we're going to is the trading post.
Right.
So just follow me, peanut butter balaclava. Okay?
Peanut butter balaclava.
That's what I like to hear. Good boy. And he's going to like tussle your 16-year-old head. And so now you're climbing up the ladder.
Yeah.
He's like taking with you up the ladder. And he's gonna like he's gonna like climb up, and he's not gonna push the manhole cover up. He's just gonna keep climbing, and it's gonna rest on the top of his head so he climbs up. And it's like open now, you know what I'm talking about? Yeah. It's like open like a couple inches, and he's gonna look one way. The whole manhole just turns. He's gonna look the other way. And he's gonna go back down. He's gonna be like, "The coast is clear."
Right. You have a strong head.
Thank you. And he's gonna like push up again.
Yeah.
And this time he's gonna take the manhole cover and like put it next to the ground.
Okay.
And so while he is climbing out of this tunnel, like with the manhole cover open, you can see that there are people walking on top and around him, like before you can even get anywhere close to the hole.
He's like, and like staring up at all of the people walking around.
Fingers is like climbing out, and he's like standing next to the manhole, just like waiting for you.
I like go up a little bit, just enough so I could see his face, and be like, "What? This is the stupidest thing I have ever seen.
What are you talking?
This is the most suspicious."
He's talking like normal volume to you, and he's like, "I told you the coast was clear. Now come up." "Oh, excuse me, ma'am. Sorry. Yeah, sorry about that."
What?
Fingers. Yeah, I know it's a funny name. He rips the name tag off his working shirt. Haha. Yeah. Anyway,
isn't this the most suspicious, most obvious thing in the?
There are no cops around. Come on.
Does nobody care?
But the cops care. There's none around. Like, come on. And he grabs the ladder and he's starting to like pull it up with you on it.
Okay, fine. And crawl the rest of the way out, and I'm like hunched over, like
come on, get out of the middle of the. He's like grabbing your shoulders and pulls you over.
So.
And he's like, I said, you gotta, listen up. Like, he's like,
nobody tell the police anything?
Why would they? We're not stealing anything. We're just going somewhere.
But they know that we will.
Ah, man, you got a lot to learn. So he's like, gosh, the new kids, am I right? And you still like are like rattled. So there's like it's still daylight out.
Yeah.
It is darker than it was the first time Fingers looked out of the strategically placed hole in the initial wall. But it is not night yet.
All right.
And you walk up to the trading post, and you see a bunch of different like caravans. And you see like, horses, people loading stuff up, boxes and crap everywhere. Most of the boxes have been loaded onto the caravans. There's only like a couple left. And you see people that are, they're tying off different things. I don't know how you pack a friggin' caravan. They're doing general NPC
caravan stuff.
Yeah, like I'm about to take these products back to where I come from, which is the definition of trading. And so Fingers is like doing kind of like a lefty righty looking around, and it looks both like he's like suspicious but also like he's looking for something specific.
Okay.
And he's like kind of making his way through the different caravans, and then he sees one, and just starts like walking in that direction, kind of like in between the different caravans.
Fingers.
Yeah, what is it?
Why are we here?
You're gonna fight. This is like a personal errand.
Personal.
Yeah, personal errand. We're gonna get to the other stuff in a minute. This was the time sensitive thing. He's like dismissing you. He's like, shut up. This is I gotta call my friend or whatever. And so you approach this caravan, and it's just completely you're packed up. Everything's squared away. Like they're the most squared away out of everybody here. There's like a couple guys that are just like just hanging around, throwing rocks at the ground that they have in their pocket. Time passing activities. And you see a guy that is like tying what appears to be the final knot in the whole process. And he's kind of like a tall guy. He looks kind of like Wile E. Coyote if you dropped an anvil on his head.
Bro.
What?
And now I gotta freaking act like I don't know
what.
Who this is.
What? So Fingers is sort of walking up there with you in tow, and he sees him, guy, he's like tying the last knot, and he's like, well, that should about to do it. Fingers is gonna say, he put a hand up to his face and be like, hey, Senthit! And Senthit, is like, does one of these, where's that? I know I've heard that voice before. And he turns around and he like, looks like, he goes from looking interested to looking like disappointed and glad at the same time.
Yeah.
Like, very two different emotions. He's like, there you are, you bloody sneaky bastard. Do I have a favor to ask of you?
What is going on?
Fingers, like, puts a hand over your mouth. He's gonna put a hand over your mouth. Use that hand over your mouth and kind of pull your head close and get his face up in your ear. And he's gonna go, personal. And he's gonna pull your hand away. Like, just mush your face. And he's gonna keep walking up to Senthit, and he's just like, I was hoping I wasn't. What's the favor? Like, he was taken aback by the warm welcome, kind of, sort of. And Senthit's gonna be like, I've just got one little request, because, I know you're up for a big night tonight, wink wink, in very much like this is reprehensible, but it works out in my favor, so I'm going to use it in my favor. So, you're going to be around. Maybe you'll be going to, a party, perhaps. One that many folks are going to. And Fingers is like, oh, yeah, like the ball. Yeah, we're working that. But I was really hoping to, and he interrupts him, and he's just like, well, great. So if you could do me a favor and just make sure young Miss Tavumile doesn't get into too much trouble tonight. And Fingers is like, wait, what? She's not here? And he's like looking around, trying to like peek into the caravan or whatever. And Senthit's like, no, as it turns out. Well, I figured that was what was going on, I'm maybe old, but I'm still smart. I was trying to think of a way to say that in like an analogy, but I couldn't. So that's what I was saying. I'm still smart, okay? Still quick as a quick thing. And I knew what was really going on, wink wink. You and your, thief types, maybe you can understand. And Fingers is like, no. What? And he's
Who's Tavumile?
They both turn to look at you. Fingers looks at you like he doesn't know who you are. Like, he's like, oh, you're here too. Yes, let me introduce my friend. And Senthit looks at you like, another one. Excellent. Let's add more thieves to this. Are
you looking for your girlfriend?
She's not my girlfriend.
Oh, okay.
She's not my girlfriend. And Senthit, like, explodes into laughter.
Okay.
And he's just like, he probably thinks or wishes he were. And then your Fingers is like, no, none of that. I was just hoping to. And Senthit is like, look, son, you don't need to worry about it, okay? Like I said, old but smart. I understand. And Fingers is like, And he's like, well, you don't have to worry about anything, going on at home. I don't know if she told you about her friend who wasn't, necessarily excited about the fact that she was going into town. But you don't need to worry about him. I've got it all figured out. And so if you could just make sure, if you're going to be there, that you could make sure that she doesn't have too much fun. And Fingers is like, what do you mean you understood what she meant? And Senthet goes, listen, I knew what all this was about from the beginning. Coming to me and asking to take her into town. All this nonsense about an audience with Tenra Talenti. She's a young girl, okay? She heard about the ball. Her friend wouldn't let her go. So she felt like she had to be all covert and sneaky about it. Well, I'm on her side. That's all she needs to know. So like I said, if you can just make sure she doesn't have too much fun. And Fingers is like, am I wrong? Like, am I missing something? And he's like, well, the only thing about that, and said that is fully turned around and is continuing to, like, pack up the caravan. Like, he's, like, getting into the front. And he's like, wait, you're leaving? Wait, hold on. Wait, don't leave yet. And he's like, why? Listen, I've got to get home before it gets dark. I feel like we had this conversation. And he's like, yeah, but she didn't mention anything about the ball. She didn't know what was going on with it. And he's like, of course she's going to keep her story straight. You are a thief, aren't you? Don't you realize what's going on? And Fingers is like, hold on. And, like, Senthet is like, like he's about to do the big horse rope thing. You know what I'm talking about?
Etheod is just like staring back and forth and like, what?
Yeah.
Tavumile party, what?
I'll explain in a minute. Hold on. She's not back yet? She doesn't come back yet? And Senthet's like, no. On account of the fact she's going to the ball. I figured you'd be quicker than that, lad. You can, steal a man's coin purse. You can't put two pieces of information together. Thieves these days, back in my day. And Fingers is just like, okay. Yeah, okay. We'll make sure that she doesn't have too much fun. And Senthet is like, good man! And then slaps his wife on the shoulder, like in the face. Kaboom! Slaps his wife on the shoulder and is just like, all right, honey, let's go home. And she, like, does the big horse rope thing. And the caravan gallops off into the sunset. And Fingers is, like, staring there. And he pulls a piece of paper out of his pocket and... Actually, maybe you don't see this. Roll a perception check.
19.
Okay, you fully see this. I'll pose it. I really don't want you to see this. 19. Freaking! Okay, so he pulls this freaking piece of paper out of his pocket. He rolled, a 17. So he does a pretty good job of making it sneaky, but just not good enough for your quickness. He pulls this little strip of paper out of his pocket, and then, like, immediately kind of shifts his weight, like he's just shifting his weight, but he picks up his foot, like, he goes from, like, 50-50 to, like, contrapposto.
Yeah.
When he picks up his foot, he puts it down on top of the piece of paper. So there's that.
Okay.
And now he's gonna do other things, unless you want to do something about that. Or you can wait and,
I think I'm gonna be like, all right, so we're getting rid of the assignment, apparently. This is your personal business. Who's this Tavumile? And what does she have to do with you, a traitor?
Well, she's not my girlfriend, first of all. I just want to establish that.
Why does that make you so flustered?
Because it's not the truth, and I'm really into the truth. You don't have to roll to know that he's, like, trying to come up with something to say.
You're a thief and you're into the truth.
Yeah, but I don't like being a thief like some people. Actually, let me roll something real quick. Okay, he's like, I don't like being a thief like some people do, and he's, like, getting up in your face, and just because I think you would know this without having to roll for it, he takes his foot off of the piece of paper, and he's just like some people do, okay, Anyway, it doesn't matter who she is. He's not thinking about the piece of paper anymore.
Yeah.
Like, he's fully on something else. And he's like, we just have to, listen, we're going to go to the ball. That's the other things, the other places we had to go, they were just like training, okay? You like being a thief, and you're probably really good at it. So we don't need to worry about all that, okay? All we gotta do, you just gotta come with me, and we're gonna just go to a couple places before we hit up the ball.
Right.
Okay?
You know, you're not a very good liar.
I didn't lie about anything. You can roll an insight.
Okay.
If you want to roll an insight check, you can.
6.
Okay. Freaking roll opposed to that. What is that? That's a 5? God bless America. You can... What the heck? You said you rolled a 6?
Yeah.
He rolled a 6. Okay, so we're chilling. He looks at you, and when he says, like, I didn't lie about anything, he is giving you a look that you can't parse, basically.
Okay.
Like, you can tell that he's trying to make you think a certain way about him saying that.
Okay.
But you can't tell what he's getting at.
Alright. Whatever. Doesn't matter. Why are we getting rid of these? Where are we going then before the ball?
We're just gonna go to a couple places.
And what are those couple places?
The liquor store and... Crap, what else did I tell her? The liquor store... Pub is probably closed. Well, we could probably get into the liquor store. Listen, you like stealing stuff, right?
Yes.
There's so much expensive stuff in this stupid liquor store. I'm not even lying with you. You can roll a perception check if you want to find that. I'm not even lying to you. There's so much expensive stuff there.
He takes out his dice.
Yeah, he takes off his human dice that we all have. I'm not even, listen, I wasn't lying before, but also now I'm also not lying. You could be able to find so many...
What is the point of going to the liquor store?
Just come with me, please. You ask so many questions. Just come with me.
I think he goes and he grabs his cheek and, like, pinches it. And he's like, you ask very many questions, too. Lead the way.
Just come with me. Okay, you said lead the way. Okay, correct. Yeah, we have an understanding. So while you are grabbing his cheek, just as you say lead the way, you hear, "Hey, stop!" And freaking Fingers looks over his shoulder, and there's 2 very obvious bottle stoppers standing at the corner of the road. They're like 100 yards away from you guys. And they like, you're still pinching his cheek when he turns to look at the cops. He turns to look at them, looks back at you, and goes, "Run!" And he, like, follows you. You just ran away?
Yeah.
You don't want to check something? I'll let you not check it if you don't want to.
I mean, I wanted to pick up the piece of paper.
You want to try and do it on the slide?
Yeah.
Okay.
Sleight of hand?
Acrobatics. Because no. Yeah, we'll call it acrobatics. Because you are running and you're going to do like a slide. Yeah, little scoop.
15.
You freaking... You get... You... Crap. You, I was like, if sleight of hand, she's totally gonna get it. Friggin'. You, like, do like a... It's on the ground. It's like ever so slightly sticking up. This tiny little strip of paper. How do you scoop it while running?
I don't know which way to run, so I let him run first, and then I, like, kind of just, like, grab a whole handful of dirt with the paper in it.
Nice. Okay, cool. So you guys are running down the street.
Yeah.
And sent that, like, now there's a scene... Pretty much, like, because you yelled, or Fingers yelled, the cops yelled, like, Taylor, whatever. Stop, hey, you! All the people turn to look at you. You guys are running, and they're kind of like parting to be able to kind of let you guys through, but they're not doing it fast enough. Ugh. What's your movement speed?
30.
Is mine also 30? Yeah, mine's also 30. I'm gonna roll another acrobatics check to see if you get tripped up by the large crowd.
6.
Oh no! Like really? Without any? Okay, cool. Fingers rolled an unnat 20. And so there are people like who, whatever, and he's like doing flips and crap, like cool ninja freaking stuff. And he see like one person is like actively trying to get out of your way, and you still manage to trip on them. He's just like roll to see if you drop the clump of dirt in your hand.
Oh no.
You're gonna drop this. You're not reading this thing.
What is the
we'll do 50-50. So
okay.
Yeah.
16.
You suck. Okay, you keep the stupid clump of dirt.
Yes.
You do hit the deck though.
Yeah.
And Fingers like hears you fall. That's how impressive it is. And he's like, "Oh my gosh!" And he like comes back and he's gonna help you to your feet. And the cops are going to get closer to you. Okay, cool. So this is what happens. So you guys are running. Fingers is a ballerina. You eat the floor. You hold on to your stupid little note. Fingers comes back to get you, is kind of doing that, like, dude, like, not really helping you up, like, just get up and run, like, pat on the back.
Yeah.
And the cops, start running across this, like, basically your guys were kind of in the middle of the trading post, and they were at the far end.
Okay.
They take one step into the middle of the trading post, practically, slip on a pile of horse crap, and freaking bite at all of them. They, like, lie. They're, like, the one guy slips, and then they trip on that guy. They rolled a 2. So one guy is a little bit out in front, but you are so fine. Like, everything is fine. So you keep running through. Fingers kind of gets you to your feet. People are like in your way and not intermittently, and he's like kind of helping you through the crowd.
Yeah.
The absolute first alleyway you see, you turn down, or like this is the way it's gonna work. Fingers is gonna sidestep into the alleyway.
Okay.
Roll a perception check.
All right. 12.
Okay, you do not see him do this. He is in front of you, and then he is gone.
Oh.
And you are going to keep running just with momentum forward, and he's going to grab you by, like, the scruff of your neck and pull you into the alleyway. And so now you guys are just, like, Kronk and the group just like, and you just hear, like, general sort of cocking out, "Which way do you go? We got to go this way. Tea leaf."
Yeah.
Oh, me, what are the friggin' feet again? Plates! Oh, me plates! And it's, like, getting quieter as they kind of speed off.
What the fuck?
Deep breathing because can't breathe. Sorry, that was my bad. I got all worked up and I wasn't paying attention to my surroundings. Amateur mistake. Anyway, well, we have our you're gonna follow me.
Liquor, yep.
Liquor store.
I will go.
Thanks, man.
Right. That does not sound...
He, like, holds out a fist for an extremely reluctant fist bump.
Sure. Like,
which
taps.
hand do you stick out? Does it
Which
have
hand?
a pile of
no,
dirt
it
in it?
No, it does not.
I think we should roll to see.
Why would I stick out a hand that has a pile of dirt in it?
What's in your other hand? No,
Nothing.
I'm not gonna say that. Cool. So we do a very, like...
gentle. It's, like, very... You touch briefly and then...
Yeah. It's like a fist bump you do with, like, your new stepdad. You're just like, great. Right. Okay. So now that the cops are gone, Fingers is gonna, like, stick his head out around the corner and do, like, a real, like, extremely obvious kind of, like, look back and forth. And again, there's just people everywhere, but he doesn't care about that. And he looks back at you and gives you kind of like an arm. This is an audio medium. He waves his arm at you to follow him.
Okay.
And just kind of like leaves the little alleyway.
Okay.
And so he's like I said, it's not super. Look, I feel like we got off on the wrong foot a little bit.
Yeah, I would say a little bit.
Well, I mean, why don't we start over? And as you're doing, actually, let me do this real quick. So yeah, he's like, why don't we start over? And as he says that, he grabs the back of your like shoulders, like he grabs you by the shoulders.
Yeah.
And there's like a like an awning that someone has rolled up in the corner, and he like grabs you and grabs the awning and like sneaks you both behind the awning. And he's like, I'm Fingers.
Right.
And you can see from the way the fabric of the balaclava is moving that he is smiling. And he kind of like peeks one eye around the outside of the awning. Now you go. Now it's your turn.
I'm Etheod.
That's not your name anymore. And he awnings you and keeps walking. So there's a cop.
Oh.
So what's your name? Let's try it again. What's your name? I
want you to call me Etheod.
It's not. Oh my gosh. It's not like how it works, though. You know what I mean? All right, let's not do this. Etheod. What's wrong with Mr. E? I mean, I don't.
It makes me sound like I'm 100 years old. Who calls a 16-year-old Mister?
I guess that's true. I don't understand why that's even your name in the first place.
Mr. E.
Yeah.
Are you really that dense? Sorry, we're starting over. Sorry. Who's Tavumile? Why do you know her?
Well, you see, earlier today, I had some spaghetti. And
Alright.
While I was having it, there was this girl.
Right.
Yeah. So sometimes something that you're going to learn about the Thieves Guild is you go on assignments to places that are outside of Waypoint Town.
Right.
So I was stationed at there's a specific kind of like narrow pathway. And, you know, the classic, you knock a tree down and wait for someone to move the tree, and then you strategically tie ropes in some key spots.
Right.
The people step in the ropes, they're upside down, you give them the speech, hi, I'm a thief, and
right.
I will take your valuables now, and then you take their valuables, and then you sort of, you know.
How does this have anything to do with the girl?
Well, you see, she was in the caravan that I stopped, and when he says that, he's going to grab your shoulders and duck underneath the picnic table.
How many are there in the city?
Right now, there's probably more because of the ball. So that's probably why there's more walking around.
Right. Anyways, caravan.
Yeah, keep your voice down. He's talking at the same volume. Keep your voice down. Yeah, so she was in the caravan, and when she was in the caravan, we kind of like talked. So she was like, and he untables you guys, and he's like, she didn't, usually, Thieves Guild people, you talk to Thieves Guild people, and that's really how that works. But right. So I didn't really. She's like the first person that so I just wanted to.
She was the first person that you would.
Like, made friends with.
Why is that so hard for you to say?
He kind of like looks at you and he's like, I don't know, thieves, or I don't know. You would think it was like a tight-knit bunch, but I mean, they are.
Do you not have any friends?
have one now.
He, like, stares down dejectedly. He's like, you have two. And he looks up at you.
Who's the other one?
Me! You are... Jesus Christ.
What did I tell you about talking too loud? He's, like, louder than you.
I am your
The cops are
friend.
gonna hear you!
I am your second friend. Where is this liquor store?
He's like disassociating from hearing you say that. And he's just like, it's this way.
Right.
And so like as you're kind of like walking down,
is he like turned away from me?
No, he's like walking like behind you to the left, so
Okay.
you can like watch behind and around and stuff. Why?
The moment that he's like not looking, he wants to like just stick the note in like a pocket, just so he's not just holding on to it.
Oh, I see. Yeah.
Yeah.
So you keep walking and you're just like, so liquor store. So she is gonna go see. Do you know who Tenbra Talenti is?
Yes, I happen to know who that is.
Okay, well, I don't know what you people know.
Why are we looking for her? Why is this important?
Because
you seemed concerned.
Because I'm about to tell you.
Oh, it didn't seem like it.
He's like, there's like the eyeball, you like looking at each other. There's like that electrical spark, and he's just like, we're friends now. Now we're friends.
I can't punch my friend.
I can't punch my friend. Not allowed to do that. So Tenbra Talenti sent her a letter and said that she had to meet with him. And so she came here, which she told me, which I am inclined to believe, is that she came here to find a gift for him.
Right.
Do you see the papers? It was like a couple of weeks ago. Well, no, it would have been that. It was like a few months ago. I don't know when you got into town.
I've been here for a while.
Okay. You see, there was a girl, and she didn't bring a gift to see the royal family.
Yeah, and people
I
were
know.
upset.
Am I right? Anyway,
Wait, do you think that matters?
Well, that was her, is what I'm saying.
Oh. Right.
Yeah. So she didn't want that to happen again. So she came to get a gift, and the advice that she was given from people, I don't know. They said that she should get him what she said was a stiff drink.
Okay.
Stiff drink. That's how she said it.
Oh, okay.
That was her voice that I did.
Great. That's annoying.
When you hear her, you'll see that it was a spot on impression.
Okay.
So so I told her that there was a liquor store and that she could go to.
All right.
And then I kind of disappeared, and then the cops showed up. What else was I supposed to do? I disappeared, and then so what I'm thinking is she went there.
Right.
To get that.
Right.
And then he gives you like a stupid smile because he's like, see, it all makes sense, right? So we're going to go and we're going to see if that's what she did, and maybe she's still there.
Why do you want to see her?
Ooh, well, it's not that I want to see her. It's just like,
Are you concerned about her?
No.
I want to roll insight.
Yeah, you roll insight.
11.
He's concerned. The DC, if I would have given you more information if you had rolled higher, but it's evident that he's concerned.
Okay.
He's like, no, I'm not concerned.
Right. Like I said, you're a bad liar.
All right. So listen, she's so stupid.
Is that a way to talk about your friend?
And her mom is sick, and she has to sell drugs. So it's just a tragedy. It's just the whole thing is a tragedy.
She has drugs? What is she selling?
Forgot I said that. Anyway.
No.
But the point is, she's quiet. She's see if there's any cops around. Okay, we're chilling.
What drug is she selling? Long weed?
Water. What did you say?
Long. Long read.
I thought you said long weed. And I was like, weed, but long. What's the difference? Is long.
It's long.
I don't know.
Long read?
Listen, otter way, airy clay. He's like looking to see if anyone is paying attention. He's like puts his hand in front of his mouth so no one can read his lips while he says that.
Can I roll like an intelligence saving throw to see if I understand what he's saying?
You can roll like like from reading his lips?
Yeah, from
Would you know what water clary was?
I feel like, because a lot of people do.
Okay.
In this town, and so it's like,
True dat.
11.
Do you think that you, with an 11, would be able to understand someone saying Otterway Airy Clay with their hand in front of their mouth like this?
No.
Okay, cool. Then you don't know what he said.
What are you talking about?
He's gonna like put his face so close to your ear and say, Schmatter, Schmary. Blotter, Blary.
What? Can you just...
Blotter, Flary, Water, Clary.
Water Clary.
And literally when you say that, the like immediately surrounding people like turn and look at you. It is as though you said like cocaine out loud, but in America that wouldn't be weird necessarily for you to do. It's like you went to like Vatican City and did it. Like, you're walking through Vatican City. I've never been there. Maybe it's not like that. And you just go, cocaine! And all the priests go, excuse me? Why are you talking? Because it's, like, contraband. Like, it's like, I guess even if you went to, like, Japan or something, and you were, like, said something about, like,
I do heroin.
And so everyone's like, what the heck?
I think that he kind of gives that tiefling glare to all of them. He's like, what are you looking at? And I want to try to just intimidate the crowd to make them go like, oh, okay, we're gonna go on our way.
Okay, you can roll an intimidation check.
Intimidation. 19.
Okay. They turn to look at you and turn and look away. I have never seen a person in my life. So you and he's just like, so
why is she growing that? She must be one tough fucking bitch.
Fingers, you can't see, he's wearing a balaclava. His face is bright red when you say that. He's like, I don't know. I didn't press it, okay? I don't want to get my fingers and all that stuff. Haha, get it. Anyway, so so the point is, she's all alone here. The guy
you left her here alone. That was your fault.
Oh, jeez. Oh, not again. Oh, please don't do this to me. Please say it's not my fault. 3,
I'm
2,
not
1.
going to tell
3, 2,
you
1.
a lie.
3, 2, 1. Say it's not my fault. 3, 2, 1.
It's
not my fault.
Totally your fault.
Oh, jeez. Well, you see. Okay. Anyway, so that's not the point. Okay. Even more than now. We have to go. We have to help her. We have to find her.
Right.
Okay. So just be cool. And he grabs your shoulder and like slams you behind a door. You guys behind a door, and he's like, just be cool.
Fine.
You just gotta be cool.
I'll be cool.
Okay, thanks. And he like unslams you. Cool. So you're making your way to the liquor store. And you're having this conversation because it's like there's sort of like a hiding in plain sight nature of the Thieves Guild in Waypoint Town. Like people are just like, oh, they're in the Thieves Guild. So it's not like they know you're talking about whatever, you know what I mean? So it's like not interesting. It's like when like, if you go somewhere and you see someone get shot and you're like, oh my gosh, someone got shot. But if someone gets shot 10 times a day, like you see the Thieves Guild 10 times a day, you're just like, oh, that's happening. And I don't mean that to make light of people getting shot. I just mean like something, if you see like a 3-headed dog, but then you live in a city that's full of 3-headed dogs, you stop caring. So it's like, you are noteworthy to me and you, Monica and Shay, but like to the people of Waypoint Town, it's just two thieves talking about, they might be talking about a heist, they might be talking about breakfast or whatever. And people are also like focused on getting out of the city so that they can go back to their, apartment, play, whatever, and get ready for the ball. So people are, focused. So this conversation is covert. Just in the way that two people having a conversation in a crowd of people is inherently covert.
Yeah.
So yeah, you make your way to the liquor store. You get pretty much most of the way there, like, just in this conversation.
Yeah.
And the whole time, you're not, like, at a dead sprint or anything like that. But Fingers is definitely, like, picking up the pace.
Yeah.
You can roll insight as to why, like, if he's so worried about it, why wouldn't he be running or something? Or you can just not care.
I think I want to roll insight into the level of concern that he has.
Okay.
19.
He is...
Oh, sorry. 21.
Holy crap. He is more concerned about the fact that he is so concerned than he is concerned about Tavumile. Like, he is worried about how worried he is about.
Yeah.
Like, he's like, why do I care so much about this? And that is, like, the amount that he is concerned is enough to be alarming, but the amount that he is concerned about the fact that he's concerned is even more than that.
Okay.
So, like, he's not thinking about Tavumile specifically, he's thinking about his own reaction.
Yeah.
And so he's trying to, like, meter it to a level that he thinks would be appropriate to the outside world. And so that's what he's focusing on.
Okay.
So
I think that Etheod is, like, clocking this, and he's still like, I still want to fuck with him. I still want to, like, we're friends, but I'm still going to give him shit.
Yeah.
Be like, hey, Fingers, do you think Tavumile is pretty?
Roll a perception check. Or what's your passive perception?
11.
You are in a basically crowd of people, right?
Yeah.
It is almost entirely made up of what the heck are they called? High elves and Eladrin.
Okay.
And there's sort of like different shades of, like, you know, like halfway between autumn and you know, springtime or autumn and winter and stuff. Just so it's not like there are 4 types of Eldrin that you can choose from. It's like cats. Yeah. Some of them are a little bit of this, some are a little bit of that. But the another common one now, sort of around, because it's like they have more work to do, I guess, to make themselves ready to the ball.
Yeah.
You don't see a lot of springtime Eldrins in the city specifically.
Okay.
At this moment in time. That's also not like a people group, family group that is common in this town.
Okay.
So it's like, for example, where you come from, the only springtime Eldrins are you and your mom.
Okay.
So in this kind of neck of the woods, it is mostly summer Eldrins.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's like bright green and like red, and everything's very like, all of the plant parts are very like deep colored and you know, like a very saturated colored flowers and stuff like that. And then other than that, it's friggin' high elves, and then every once in a while you'll see like a dwarf, and then every once in a while you'll see something else. So like an orc maybe, like absolutely zero tieflings except for y'all too. And then just like mostly summer Eldrin, if there are Eldrin around. And you sort of, Etheod, like, clocks for a moment that there is someone who looks different, that when you say Tavumile looks over.
Okay, so when I say Tavumile, a Eladrin looks over.
You can't even tell. You see someone. It's like he's so like kind of like, not like so far away. He's like within earshot if he was paying attention. So like,
okay,
let me think. That's probably like, we'll say it's like he's across the street.
Okay,
we'll say. So you can see him.
Can I make like an investigation check to just like kind of do like a second glance where you take like a better look kind of thing?
Yeah, you can do that. But you're going to be opposed.
Okay. I got 19.
Hi, Jesus. It's me, Monica. Please let this be a nat 20. Amen. It was not. Cool. So, you're rolling investigation. What are you looking for?
To see what his face looks like. Like, why? Like, I said name and you piqued interest.
Like, turn your head?
Yeah.
I'm gonna say that this character, didn't roll low enough to, like, fully beef it. So, when you go to investigate further, you can tell that this character is you should be able to see friggin' everything. You can tell that this character is a guy. I already said he, but he is a guy, confirmed. And it looks very, very much to you like he is a male winter eldrin.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Well. Oh my god.
The moment that you look over, this character, or the moment that you say that and you clock this character, unknown, looking over, the moment he looks right back. Like it wasn't intentional.
Okay.
For him to look over. Like it was involuntary. So, there's that.
Oh, dude, you know, hey, this is Shay. This is Shay speaking. It's so hard to be like, oh, I don't know this person. That's interesting. That's and then in my head is cooking. Cooking with
a little hard-boiled egg situation.
This is like when you watch like a romance TV show and you're like, oh, the people are gonna, like, I know how that person feels.
Oh,
and
yeah,
I know how that.
Dramatic irony.
When are you gonna?
When are you gonna kiss? Yeah,
it's like that feeling.
So I think what you said was something like, "Do you think Tavumile's hot?"
Yeah,
or
it's
something.
like, do you think that she's pretty?
Yeah, and Fingers is gonna be like, "Well, yeah, but like, you know,
do you have a crush on her?"
No, I don't think so, because I think I would know what that felt like.
I don't think that you've read.
Do you not?
You've never had any friends, right?
Let's say it again. Why don't you say it? Let's say it more.
Are you gonna beat me up on this very important trip? I think that you have a crush on her because you're so concerned about her and you sought her out instead of doing this job, which you're probably going to get in trouble for. So,
why are you doing this to me? I thought we were friends.
We are friends. This is why I'm doing this to you. This
is what friends do this?
I'm going to give you shit all of the time, so you better just get used to it.
Oh no! He is distraught about this, but he's like, I think what's going on is that I like her.
Right. Do you think of her face? Picture it in your mind.
Fingers closes his eyes but keeps walking.
Do you get a nice feeling in your chest?
Yeah.
I think you have a crush on her.
This can't be. I just, it's not, well, listen, let's not, we gotta keep, sharp.
Right.
So we can find her.
Right.
And make sure she's
safe and fine.
Safe and fine.
Hey, by the way.
Yeah.
Does Tavumile know people in town?
When you say that, Fingers, who is a thief and is used to he's, like I said, he's not the brightest, candle in the candelabra. About emotional stuff or talking with others or dealing with his own sadness. But when it comes to like covert ops and stuff, he's pretty savvy. So the moment you say, does she know somebody in town, he is going to grab you by the shoulders and push you into the alleyway. And he's like push you up against the wall and he's going to like hit you with some crazy eyeballs and just go, what?
Does she know anybody in town?
What would make you think that she did?
I saw, I said her name and then somebody glanced over at me the moment I said that, so I just thought that maybe they heard a familiar name. Tavumile does not seem like a very common name.
He's gonna he's got his hands on your shoulder still, and he's gonna do like little shifty eyes. He like turns his head and looks out the alleyway to see, and he's like, all right, I didn't think this was necessary, but looks like we're going underground. And he's gonna like skateboard, like when you kick a skateboard up into your hands, a manhole that is like strategically under his foot, and while it's flipping in the air, he's gonna like drag you down it and just like slide down the ladder.
What? You have to quit being like to just tell me what's going on.
Why did you say that? You said that you saw that someone?
Winter Eldrin. I don't know. It just
Winter Eldrin. Do I know anything about a Winter Eldrin? I don't know, but they can't be related then.
What are you talking about?
Well, because she's a Spring Eldrin, so they wouldn't have been related. I don't think that the alleles. I don't think that that's possible.
I don't think so either.
Yeah, genetics.
Yes.
Still works the same way in this world. I don't think that. I think that that's not. I don't even think that's like a recessive gene. I don't think that's possible. So. Maybe it's someone who's...
Why are you so concerned?
I don't know. Let's run. He's like running with you, and like you guys were very much most of the way there.
Yeah.
Anyway, so you get to a place.
Yeah.
Fingers stops. And he goes. Like up there's another like strategically placed like sewer grate, like like a storm drain that you're gonna have to like shimmy out of. And at this point it is mostly dark, like how it is now, which is not helpful. It's like the sky is like light blue, like papery blue. It's like overcast and stuff. And there's much less people on the streets. They were kind of dwindling as you were walking, which is another reason why that guy looking over stood out to you so much.
Yeah.
So you end up in this kind of storm drain situation, and Fingers looks at you, looks at the storm drain. Water is not coming out of it.
Yeah. But
it is slimy.
Okay.
He's gonna look at you, look up at it, and go, and he's gonna slither up through. Yeah. He's gonna like wiggle his way out.
Do I have to follow?
Yeah. There's no other. This is the quickest way here. Fine. I was trying to avoid this, but
before I follow, tell me, why did it concern you so much if somebody knew her in town?
Well, I don't know, because she said she's never been here before, so I think it's weird that someone would be looking for her. It was only that guy, the anvil guy, who was supposed to know her here.
Okay, well, it means she made friends with you. Perhaps she made other friends. Is she the friendly type?
Oh gosh, she is the friendly type. Maybe she made friends with the wrong type of person. Get out of there! And he's like grabs your head. Yeah, like
slither.
It's like makes like a sound when you like come out. And you and Fingers are you like came up. It was a curb. You came up out of the ground hole. And he kind of like pulled you behind a bunch of like barrels that are it's like across catty corner across the street from the liquor store, which you don't know, but Monica knows, and now you know that. He said it was the quickest way there. Yeah. So and you two are squatting down behind these barrels, and Fingers is gonna brush off the algae from his body. He's like brushing off your shirt too. Yeah. And he goes, "Okay, well, let me see what you can do."
What I can do?
We'll kill two birds with one stone.
All right.
So you go in first, and I'll see what you do, and I'll bring up the rear. And if you can't figure it out, you can't find a way in, then I'll help you out.
Sure.
That way, when I get back, I won't get a matching black eye on the other eye.
Sounds good.
So, moving away from the thieves and their thief stuff that they do. We're gonna move back to our good buddy Tavumile.
Oh, heck yeah.
Yeah. So, the listener may recall from prior episode that Tavumile necked 2 shots. And it has been probably about a half hour, so she's maxing and relaxing right now. she's fooling and cooling. So the thing about that though is that it's gonna affect her checks.
Hey,
slightly, somewhat.
Who said that was all right?
Me. It's funny that I'm the dad in this scenario. So it's gonna affect your rolls a little bit. You're gonna receive a disadvantage to every roll. Sorry, I'm reading something while talking, which has never worked ever. You are gonna receive a disadvantage to any roll that involves dexterity, intelligence, or wisdom.
Shit.
But.
Well, at least I got. Oh, never mind. That's a bad thing. I was going to say, at least I got a +0 to wisdom. That's a bad thing if I'm getting disadvantage.
But you're going to get advantage to any roll that involves strength or charisma.
Oh, heck yeah. I'm the most charismatic.
Yeah. So you can keep that in mind. So whatever roll you want to do, as long as you can wangle to me, explain to me how it uses strength and charisma versus constitution, or what is it? Did I say anything about constitution?
No, I think you said intelligence, wisdom, and dexterity.
Intelligence, wisdom, dexterity, and then sorry, that's also a disadvantage. So dex, int, and whiz, you get disadvantage, but you advantage to strength and charisma. So yeah, as long as you can be like explain that, then that's good for you. Happy. Yeah. You also have 5 hit points. Life's going well.
Yeah.
Well, you're going to a ball, so
I'm going to a ball, so there'd never be any fighting. Ever.
No one has ever been fought at a ball. So anyway, you finished getting accessorized. You look like a freaking chandelier. You're dripping with every bobble and blobble you could possibly be dripping with. Also, a button pinned to your lapel.
Yeah, I think that out of everything, like once the accessorizing is finished, I just go, I think that the button is still my favorite.
Okay, well, excellent. These were imported from far off lands, these jewels. Not even in Yenuf they come from.
I found this button in a river. It probably came a long way, too.
Well, I'm sure the people at the ball will appreciate both sort of artistic choices.
That's a good way to look at it.
Indeed. You can tell from her voice that she is she's like happy that you're ready for the ball. That's how I'm going to put it.
Do I still have the rat in my pocket?
Oh yeah, for sure.
Oh, heck
so
yeah.
This isn't happening so this, our little conversation we just had is happening probably about 20 minutes ago.
Okay.
So it is 20 minutes past, and you have been led, Lady Gwyn sort of, ushered you on your way, and outside of the big old walk-in closet situation, you met a guard, a high elf guard in a suit of armor, very looking, what's the word I'm looking for? Ceremonial.
There you go.
Like the armor that is made for the purposes of looking nice.
Okay.
So it's very big and clunky and all that good stuff, is going to guide you to the room that you will be staying at when you come back from the ball, which is where you are to wait because Lady Gwynth has some more, ball-related affairs to see too, presumably. So, this big suit of armor, you can't see, boy or girl, do not know that they're tiny little slits for the eyes type thing.
I'm gonna look up at this person and be like, you're very shiny. Are you also coming to the ball? I feel like I'm as shiny as you are right now.
Oh, they can't talk, darling.
They can't?
Well, I mean, they physically can, but they're not supposed to.
Well, What if I want them to talk to me?
Unfortunately, they're not able to talk to you. They've sworn a vow of silence to show their fealty to the Gwynth family and the Westway clan.
I think I look at myself in the reflection of, like, the chest of the plate of armor, and I just go, well, that seems rather rough, and I give him a hug.
So you're hugging a metal refrigerator, like it's just like stock still.
You're kind of cold.
Well, metal. And the suit of armor practically is holding a ceremonial like staff.
Yeah.
Like how when you see a suit of armor and it's holding a like not a staff but like a spear.
Yeah.
This is that. It's like for to be art looking. I mean it's probably also sharp, but yeah, blah blah blah.
Yeah.
So anyway. So this suit of armor, although this is by the way, this is a person. I'm just saying it's a suit of armor because that's the vibe.
Yeah.
It gives up. Is guiding you through all these hallways. Is like clunk, clunk, like on the squishy, fluffy carpet. Guiding you down all these hallways to the room that you're supposed to stay at until you are ready to go to the ball. So That's the dealio. And as you are walking down this hall, you come to presumably the door of your room. The guard stands beside it, twists the handle, opens the door, and is just about to like arm it open to let you in when you hear a squeaky sound at the other end of the hallway. Beep beep. That was the squeaky sound.
Can I make a perception check?
Yeah.
Is this disadvantage?
Perception uses where is it? Wisdom. So yeah, it's disadvantage.
Well, 4.
You got a 4? Okay. So perception check. What are you trying to perceive?
I'm trying to see if I can see what made that noise.
You are pretty sure that it came from inside the room.
Ooh, in my room?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well,
with your 4.
My 4.
With your 4.
I really appreciate this. Hopefully one day you find the courage to talk. And I walk into the room.
As you are about to walk into the room, you hear thump.
I look where that noise came from.
Okay. So when you look where that noise came from, I was just like, I thought it was funny that instead of saying, oh, I turned to see where the noise came from, you're like, I roll a perception check. I was like, so that you can guess without looking? That's why I was like, what do you perceive? Okay, fine.
She's staring at the thing, perception with her ears.
Yeah, well, yeah, I was just like, you could look.
Well,
But, now you can look. Cool. So you turn and look. And what you hear is, like those attic doors with like a string and you pull the string and the thing. Yeah, okay, cool. So you hear that is down, that thump noise is down. And so you can kind of put together that was that sound, was the attic door opening at the other end of the hallway. And you see a girl who is just presumably pulled that down. She's the only one in that section of the hallway. And she has a large brown bag under her arm and a sack, like a burlap-looking sack across like the other arm. So she's like double bandolier with bags.
Okay.
And the burlap one has something written on it.
Okay, does she look like she is a maid, or is she not wearing like a maid's uniform?
She's not wearing a maid's uniform. She looks like she works for like town as opposed to for the clan, the Gwynth family.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then can I see from where I am what's written on the burlap bag?
Gosh, what check would that be? Do you have like a...
It would be charisma because
my eyes are funny. I don't know. There's something, right? There's like you can see how far you can see rules in D&D. I'm going to say this. You would have to get closer in order to see it.
Okay. I think I'd look up to the night and I'm like, do I have to be in here or can I just like walk around? Well, you can't really talk, can you?
The knight is like just it pushes the door open a little bit more.
Well, I gave you a hug earlier, and I'm gonna make that be payment for letting me walk around a little bit. And I reach up and I pat the side of its like.
The knight is going to lean down to you and be like, You gotta go in the room.
You.
Shh.
Okay.
You gotta go in the room. Okay. That's my job, is to bring you here.
I won't let anybody know that I wasn't in the room.
They will know. I promise you they will know.
This is so exciting.
Okay.
You know how to talk. When she said that you couldn't talk, I thought that it was like, you were born without being able to.
Someone from the middle of the hallway kind of turns around the corner and starts walking by, and the suit of armor is like suddenly very still and austere looking.
Oh, hello. We're not doing anything.
Yes,
Yeah.
Yeah. The girl, I don't know if it says she's a girl. You're pretty sure she's, yeah, I did.
Yeah.
Okay, 'cause you made, has started walking in your direction, but looks like she's going to turn down a hallway before she gets to you guys.
I'm really sorry. I'm very curious, and I've never been in the town before, and I didn't know anybody else for a really long time except for who was in my town. So here, take this, and I take a discarded button out of my coin purse. I open their hand, put it in there, and then I walk very quickly towards the person.
The roll a perception check.
Okay.
On with disadvantage, of course.
8.
All you know is that the knight is sort of following you, not like briskly, but just kind of being like, okay, and then I was supposed to bring you here, so you need to go in, or I'm gonna get in trouble. Like that type of like vibes where they're like sort of a little too far behind you.
Okay.
And you could tell from the voice that it was a female.
Okay.
Yeah. So, just for the record.
In her head, she's like, she's worried about me. I made a new friend. Anyways, who's this person?
Who's this? Cool. So you're walking in the hallway, and the knight is like walking down also. And so you get to the where are you going? Are you going all the way up to this girl, or what?
Yeah. I think also she's not really being subtle about it. She's like, hello. Hi. Who are you?
So the girl, so you can tell now because you're much closer, that she is a summer Eladrin.
Okay.
She is wearing a uniform that is sort of just basic, old-timey pants, old-timey shirt looking uniform.
Yeah.
And then she has like a little coat on top of that, like a doublet type thing. And then she has a sash across her that says Waypoint Town Mail.
Okay.
And then she has a big bag that says Post, and then another smaller bag with her. And she's like trying to arrange them such that she can like get to where she needs to get to.
Yeah.
And then so she pulled the thing to the attic, and she's kind of walking towards you. Roll another perception check.
Okay. 4.
You are confused because why would she open the attic door and then be walking towards you? Yeah. So there's that.
Hello. I'm Tavumile Fenra. Are you the person that gives people little letters?
She like doesn't realize that you're talking to her until you ask that question.
Yeah.
She's like, "What? Who's that?"
Me.
Oh, hello.
Hi.
Could you scoot over, please, ma'am, milady? You're sort of standing on something I need.
I look down
for my job. You're standing on a letter.
Can I pick it up?
Yeah, you can pick it up.
Okay.
Roll charisma. You pick up the letter.
Oh, Who does it say, like, in a dress or something?
It's like a old kind of tan looking envelope, but it's written in like pretty, like, you know how like when old people write cursive and it looks really pretty, but like you can tell they're old. That's like what it looks like, and then it has like a gold and red wax seal with like Wave clan lady, or Gwyn family, whatever seal on it, and she's like, you just pick it up and you're kind of looking at it.
Yeah.
Yeah, so can I have that back, please?
Oh, yeah. Here you go.
Thanks. She takes it and like rubs it on her like a dollar you put in a vending machine and like make it on there.
I do that too.
Do what?
What you just did. Anyways, are you going to the attic to give all those letters to the pigeons?
Yeah, as a matter of fact I am. You know, mail and all.
Wow.
She like wiggles the sash a little bit.
I didn't know that that's how that worked. You know, sometimes I get a letter at my house and then it arrives and then I'm like, wow, magic. You know, it wasn't there before and now it's there. And then I got a pigeon, have you ever seen a really large pigeon before?
She has like a sundial on her wrist. She's like checking it. She's indoors. It doesn't work. She's like checking it. She's like, oh, you know, I haven't, but you know, I got a sort of tight schedule.
I can walk with you.
Well, you probably won't fit up into the attic, into the aviary. I wouldn't imagine.
Why not?
She's like looking at you and you look like a birthday cake and you're covered in like fancy schmancy jewels and stuff. And she's like, oh, you know, he's kind of a bit of a small.
Well, I'm not that big. I mean, I am rather tall. I'm taller than quite a few people in my town, but
she as you're saying this, she kind of starts backing and making like she's trying to,
and I'm taking steps towards
like,
her.
exit this conversation.
What's your name?
Bee.
Bee.
Yeah, you know, like a
bumblebee.
Yeah, like a bee, but like a, you know, bee, but just like BEE is my name.
That's so cute.
Thanks. I'm so like by the time you are, you know, she's like
oh, did you ever get a letter that it had gold ink and it was kind of ripped a little bit and it was being addressed to the outskirts of town, like where the farms are? And it said that it was to Senthid and Lucin and Mom.
Well, give me a minute. Is this a letter you posted?
I gave it to somebody. I gave it to Lady Gwynth, if you know who that is. I mean, you're in her house, so I feel like you would.
She's like, goodness.
And then she said that she was going to send it.
Yeah, give me a minute. Let me see if I can find it.
All right.
These dice are really hard to read. She takes her hand, she shoves it in her big old bag.
Yeah.
And to you, it looks like she's stirring a delicious letter stew. Like she's just moving her arm around in there. So you're kind of not sure, like maybe there's some sort of organization system that male folks have that you don't know about. But she's sort of just like stirring the pot with her arm. And she goes, "This is a house, okay. It's a next town, okay. You know, I don't think it's in here, but if it was it like an important letter?"
Yes.
Well,
very.
There's a chance she might have brought it to the aviary herself then. So I wouldn't, you know, I probably don't have it on me. I don't see it in my bag, but I would imagine that's what happened.
Well, I hope that she did, because it's very important for my mum and Lucin and Senthid to know what happened to me.
Right. As you're kind of talking still, the suit of armor is like, you know, when your mom, you're like talking to, and then your mom's just like, okay, sweetheart, we're gonna go. The suit of armor is like moving kind of in front of you, and it's like, you can see eyeballs. It's like looking at you and then looking at the room.
Oh, well, this is my other friend that I just made. This is B, and then I don't know their name because they can't talk, and they've never ever talked to me before, ever.
Right, yeah, no, yeah. She's like starting to climb the ladder.
Are you gonna come to the ball?
Well, no,
Will you?
I'm working tonight, so I gotta kind of like, I gotta like, get everything done for tonight.
What if I ask Lady Gwynth to let you come to the ball, and then she can dress you up too?
Oh, I got a lot of work to do, so maybe I'll see you around, okay?
Yeah. All right.
Okay, and she immediately like pulls. I don't know how they come back up. I've never had one. She does whatever actions that, and the thing goes thunk, and then there's like a. It looks like the ladder to the attic kind of stairway thing looked like dumb and bad. Like it looked like it didn't look any kind of like ornate and pretty because obviously it's just to the attic. And so when it shuts back up, it's completely invisible. Like you would have no idea it was there. So that's how fancy schmancy their place. It's like pigeons. We have to have them for infrastructure, but they poop and they live in the attic anyway. So that's the situation. And so now the kind of pseudo armor is gonna like give you like a look at you and then point his head that way.
I'll go to the room, only if you tell me your name. Honest.
Oh, this is why I never. And then that's where we're gonna end that. I like the idea that you never have any idea what her name is. Right there is where we're gonna end this episode of Nat 2.
Oh man.
Crazy.
I'm friggin' man.
Goodbye.
Bye.